Bailey on your right, Stevens on your left. Green-white company, odds on players. Take a look at their opening hands. We'll be underway here in just a bit. Bird's Paradise off of Forest there for Stevens. Godless Shrine here for Bailey. Stevens will play another Forest. And now he'll play a Course of Crew Fix. Going to get that engine online. Top card, Horizon Canopy. For Bailey, he'll draw a card. No thought sees or anything like that to start off the game. Looks like his hand's a little land heavy too for the Abzan player. And he's just going to play, it looks like a Blooming Martian past the turn back. Yeah, he's going to abrupt decay that course. He's got to have something to do, right? If he doesn't, what hand did he keep? His Horizon Canopy's the draw. Noble Hierarch, Path to Exile, Raminep Excavator, Horizon Canopy, Wooded Foothills. There is Noble Hierarch. There's Horizon Canopy. There's Raminep Excavator. He'll take one to cast it.
It's combo with Horizon Canopy as well.
It is.
Oh, man.
We'll take a look at Raminep Excavator for those of you unfamiliar with that newish card. It is one that Todd Stevens is certainly a big fan of. The 2/3 Naga Cleric, where you may play land cards from your graveyard. Basically Magus of the Crucible, guess one could say.
Crucible of Worlds.
Yes.
Magus of the Crucible
of Worlds, yes. Verdant Catacombs.
Magus of the Tabernacle at Pendrell.
Bailey's going to take at least one. We'll see how much lower he wants to go. It's just going to be one. So he searches up a basic forest off his black-green fetch land. Now there's Lingering Souls. Didn't discard it. Sorry about that, Whammy.
Still time.
Yeah. 2/1/1 Flying Spirits on the battlefield. Let's go back over to Todd Stevens. He'll draw a card. Didn't get a great look at his draw step. See if he wants to go towards Horizon Canopy this turn or not. The answer is yes, he will. He'll draw a card. Tireless Tracker.
Oh. Player investigates. I'm going to get my pen ready.
Going to start by attacking. Exalted's going to make that into a 3/4. I've already hit my Exalted one. Tracker.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
I don't think you should play a land. I think you should just probably say go. Probably wouldn't play a land.
Ty, get your Horizon. Don't get too fancy.
Probably wouldn't play a land. All right. I don't see a clue yet. May miss his triggers. You know, he's known for his sloppy play and not knowing how to play this deck very well.
I'm just waiting for confirmation here.
Okay. Player investigates. That's a hit, folks. Patrick on the board. Actually didn't think you were ever going to get that one this weekend.
Yeah, it was looking kind of bleak. But I guess there isn't a whole lot of clues in Modern. You get Tireless Tracker, the occasional Thraben Inspector. It's not all the cards.
Occasionally Declaration Stone's not investigating, I don't think. I think you just give them a clue. I guess that's technically investigating. Not sure.
It's making them investigate.
Yeah. I'd give it to you on Declaration. Swamp here. You got to kill Tracker. You cannot let that thing get out of control. Here's Fatal Push, going to take care of Tracker. Andrew Bailey recognized the problem. Here's Fatal Push, going to take care of Excavator. Now he's going nuts.
You can flash back your Lingering Souls.
Pretty good turn.
Get a little pressure on.
And there goes Lingering Souls. 2/1/1s. Kick it back over to Todd Stevens. A Forest is the draw. He'll start by sacrificing a clue. Draw a card. Picked up a Courser of Crew Fix. He will play Courser of Crew Fix. Top card. See what it is here. It's Noble Hierarch. He does have a fetch land in hand, so that might be the land that he plays, so he can shuffle things away. He will play a Wooded Foothills. He'll gain a life up to 17. And we're going to go over to Andrew Bailey. Bailey will draw. Bailey does have a copy of Liliana of the Veil in hand. Not great, however, against Todd Stevens' deck. Todd does a nice job of gumming up things. Here's an attack for 4. And now it's a tracker. There's a land. Yeah, you were a lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trackers all over the place here. This one's going to be grindy, folks, or at least it should be. The question now is, can Todd Stevens really handle these flyers? You know, he does such a nice job of going after people's lands and, you know, generating value, but he might just get poked away. Path to Exile's going to take care of the tracker.
So it looked like Bailey was ghost quartering himself to try to get another tireless tracker trigger, and Stevens is breaking that up here with a path.
Yeah.
So you see one of those basic lands come into play tapped. That's from path. And then one come to play untapped, and that's from Bailey's Ghost Quarter.
Mm-hmm. So that takes care of that. Now here's Grim Flayer.
Todd, what's your top card? Show it to me.
Yeah, we need to know. Yep, we're gonna have to he's gonna have to reveal that one. It was a Gavany Township. We got an eye of it here in the booth. Top card now is a Birds of Paradise. Township actually not bad here.
No, it's one of the better cards I think that Stevens has in the matchup.
He still has one clue, so does Andrew Bailey. They both have them from their tireless trackers earlier on. All right, back over to Andrew. 2 Liliana the Veils now is what he's working with. He'll start by sacking the clue. Let's draw a card. Didn't get a great look at what he added. It looks like it may have just been a land. There's Liliana. And this might just be make you sacrifice a creature. In which case, I think he's just going to sacrifice Noble Hierarch. Yeah, worst of the bunch.
Yeah, the board's a little gummed up right now, and so I think Bailey can probably work this game over a little bit by getting Liliana up and then down, hopefully for a second removal spell.
Township activation. Todd had a mana floating with the Noble Hierarch. Now he'll sacrifice the clue. Draw a bird. Top card, Ghost Quarter. That'll be the draw step. Top card, Knight of the Reliquary. Oh boy.
Ooh, 10+ power Knight of the Reliquary.
And I think that's on its way too. There's bird. This looks like it might be a Ghost Quarter. It is. Gain a life here from Courser, Will Stevens. Oh, hello, Courser. Gonna go after Liliana. Liliana down. Now there's a backup Liliana in Bailey's hand. So he's ready.
It also allows Bailey to make a productive attack with the Grim Flare.
Very true. Tarmogoyf. Gonna check the types here in the graveyard just to see how big Tarmogoyf is. It's a 5/6. Lock it in. There's Liliana. Make him sacrifice. Bird down. Grim Flayer obviously a 4/4 with Delirium at this point.
seems too juicy to not attack. Ooh.
I'm surprised no attack there. Trying to figure out what he's waiting for.
The problem is that, you know, this puts Stevens in a position where it's not good for him to attack. And Stevens is happy to play a game where he's not attacking right now. Because with Corsair Crucifix and Knight of the Reliquary, Gavany Township, he's got a pretty big edge if he's not under pressure. I think Bailey really needed to improve his draw step there.
You know, maybe there's the off chance that the Grim Flayer is not a 4/4, but you know, because we don't actually. I mean, I've got a good enough look at the graveyard. I know there's an instant, a land, and a planeswalker in the graveyard. So, pretty sure he's got Delirium.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't know if there's a creature down there or not. A lot of his creatures got exiled.
Okay, he doesn't have Delirium.
Never mind.
Fair enough.
Pardon me. I just assumed the game's been going on for so
Time
long.
goes to 5/6. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Plus it. Stevens will discard.
We need to get a size check on this Knight because it's important for.
Township's going to help.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe more.
Ghost Quarter going to come in.
Ghost Quarter helps with the Knight.
Thanks. Bird of Paradise. Really finding some flyers now is Stevens. Make sure these Lingering Souls are not going to be a problem.
And Stevens' deck is built to grind.
Oh, this is right where he wants to be. He stabilized the game. He's at 15. You know, the only thing he's really missing right now is Tireless Tracker.
And, you know, he's just playing against a deck that's drawing, you know, random Tarmogoyfs and Grimflayers that are just not sized to be productive here.
Going to plus. It looks like maybe something of relevance went to Andrew Bailey's graveyard. He has Delirium now. So now Flair's a 4/4.
But no attacking to be done.
All right, Knight. You can just get the stamp.
Yeah, I'm going to call. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. That Knight's 10 power.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take that. Going to get a Wooded Foothills. It's M4. Nicely done. Got 2 stamps this match? Yeah, that and the tracker and player investigates.
Yep.
Yeah, Stevens doesn't want that one. He'll stay at the same life total here because of the Courser.
Standard challenge players Patrick Porter.
They go to Basic Forest.
Please come to the segment registration stage. Again, 2 p.m. standard challenge players Patrick Porter and Trevor.
Path's a pretty good draw.
Please come to the segment registration.
Pretty good, just random draw. Good card to have in hand.
And nice insurance policy.
Mm-hmm. Here's a Township activation, most likely. Yep. Yeah, you can see why he's so comfortable in these matchups, because these Abzan or Jund S decks, let's call them the Thoughtseize decks, they don't kill fast.
No.
You know, they'll grind you down and like kind of remove your options and hope you don't peel against them, but they don't kill very quickly. Eclectic Company's a nice draw too. And yeah, Stevens wants that right now. He'll sacrifice Horizon Canopy. Top card is a Temple Garden. He'll sacrifice Windswept Heath. He's going to stay at the same life total, but he wants to get a better idea of what he's going to be looking at. One thing about Stevens, he's been playing this deck for a long time, plays it on Magic Online when he streams, played it last weekend in Charlotte when he made top 8. He knows the mechanics and the functionality of the deck.
Yeah, there was no hesitation there with the Company on top. Just immediately got to his Horizon Canopy.
And you have to imagine he knows exactly what he's looking for as well right now. Tireless Tracker is definitely one card that he wants. He'll play Eclectic Company now. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just take Tireless Tracker and just put it onto the battlefield right away. Four, 5, and 6. Okay. Even Mind Sensor, Azusa lost, but seeking Tireless Tracker, Courser of Crucifix. Those are some of the options there. Mind Sensor isn't going to do a ton. Azusa looks like it will. So these cards will go to the bottom. Top card of the deck is a Wooded Foothills. Yep, he gets to play that too. This basically ensures that Stevens will always draw something of relevance. Top card is Knight of the Reliquary. He's going to sacrifice a fetch land. Again, stay neutral because of the courser. Pay a life and then gain a life. It's got a basic forest that he's looking at. Yep. Another clue here.
Now be close to the point where Todd can start attacking.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Knight is probably pretty large now. Even Mind Center on top of the deck. Yeah, that's the thing. He'll just be able to start bullying his. He'll start being able to bully Andrew with just Knight attacks, and not a lot that Andrew can do about it.
Even more than Knight if he wants to. And the courser's a 6/8 with the ability to go to 7/9.
That's true. I forgot that that's so big because of the township. Yeah. Todd's life total underneath no duress at all. This is what he wants to be against, folks. You got a lot of Thoughtseize decks in your metagame. This is where you want to be, I think. I guess we can't forget about the Path to Exile, too, to clear out a Tarmogoyf for a Flayer. Then you just got to work your way through Lingering Souls tokens. That's not hard. Steven's going to consult the graveyard one more time here. Make sure he knows what he's working with. 9 lands in the graveyard. It's a 13/13 out of the Reliquary. (6/8), potentially 7/9. Courser of Crewfix. And now Lingering Souls, they're kind of waving the white flag here. They're saying this is what we were built to do. 5 mana, looks like it's going to be a township activation. These creatures are all going to get a little bit bigger. Tracker's still going to be on the battlefield. Asusa going to still be on the battlefield. Bird's going to get a counter. So all this blocking available for these untapped creatures. 7 damage is going to come through. And yeah, I mean, we might see an alpha next turn.
Yep.
That's even possible at this point. Yeah, and Andrew Bailey is beat. So Todd Stevens able to get his Green White Company engine online. He wins game number 1 over Andrew Bailey. Green White Company up a game here. I would say quickly, but it wasn't that quick, but it's quick enough over Obzon. I guess that's the plan.
Well, Stevens goes way over the top. There's a lot of similar tools. The early stages of the game look about the same, but Bailey is trying to make something happen with just creatures that don't do anything besides attack and block. And Stevens has a much more powerful engine that he can go to once the game settles in a little bit.
Sideboards we go. We're going to start with Andrew Bailey, who does, have some decent enough options. 3 Fulminator Mage, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Ruined Halo, 2 Stony Silence, 9 Spellbound, Collective Brutality, Maelstrom Pulse, Flaying Tendrils, Getting out Zendikar I like, and that last one, Damnation, I like a lot.
Yeah, the Damnation, I would even bring in the Flailing Tendrils. It's not going to be good all the time, but he's got to try to land some haymakers of his own. The Maelstrom Pulse I like here. And I think the Gideon Ally Zendikar is actually a real threat that speeds up the game. Bailey can't afford to play, you know, a dozen turns. I think Stevens' deck is too powerful than that. So I think the Gideon makes sense here too.
For Todd Stevens, 2 Eidolon of Rhetoric, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Surgical Extractions of his own, 2 Engineer Explosives, 1 of Fun Ofs, and Sigarda, Host of Herons, Eldritch Evolution, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Whisperwood Elemental, Linvala Keeper of Silence, Kataki War's Wage, and Reclamation Sage. He can go even bigger.
I like the Whisperwood Elemental in this matchup. Is a little bit slower and grindier. The Elspeth Sun's Champion, the Sigarda, Host of Herons, and then because Bailey isn't playing with counter spells, I think the Eldritch Evolution is fine to bring in here too.
Well, those are your options, everybody. And as these players do get ready here for game number 2, you know, next weekend there is an Open in Washington, D.C. It'll be Legacy. It'll be hosted by Matthias Hunt, Ryan Overturf, Nick Miller, and the rest of the SCG Tour crew. So if you're looking to play some Legacy in the nation's capital, here are the details for that Open right now.
October 28th and 29th next weekend, a little bit before Halloween, Nation's capital. A lot of good food down there, great format. Going to be a lot of fun. I might actually, thinking about it.
About brawling?
Yeah.
You're going to fly from Seattle
I got kind of an
to
itch.
D.C.?
I got kind of an itch to go see some Maryland friends and play Reanimator.
Oh, yeah, Reanimator. Yeah, that's right in your wheelhouse. You love that deck.
Yeah, because like Death and Taxes Never Again.
Of course not.
Yeah. I kind of want to play Reanimator a little bit. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of far. But
You got to hook up for C's and Forces?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's learn more about Todd Stevens, Green White Company, before we watch this second game here. 31-year-old from Denton, Texas, now lives in Roanoke, Virginia. 11 top 8s, 2 open wins, one of which with Eldrazi-tron. He wants to get that W, though, with the Green White Company deck. That's what he wants to do. As we watch game number 2 here. Bird of Paradise off of a forest. Stirring Wildwood in a swamp here for Andrew Bailey. And all the votes! All the votes! Ah!
It looked like he was putting his second land over there. Almost got your clutch of brutality.
So close. So close. Only 2 modes. All right. There's a Voice of Resurgence. Shambling Vents. Tarmogoyf. We're going over to Todd Stevens. He's got a lot of lands, does Todd.
And his first draw step was Whisperwood Elemental, which might come up this game.
Engineered Explosives on top of the deck. That might come up this game, too. Two mana. What do we got here? Abrupt Decay. All right, see you later, Courser. I think we might see maybe a block here from Voice of Resurgence. Who knows?
A little early, I think, to be running a chump like that. Unless he's committed to just
I think he's just
explosive
doing explosives.
on the Tarmogoyf, then yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just what he's going to do, is just blow it up. There is a Shambling Vent past that turn back. Todd's going to immediately play the explosives. This is a Wooded Foothills. Curious to see if he wants to blow this now.
Give him a point, too.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to give him a point. Not going to leave any points on the board. And Bailey will draw. Here comes Tarmogoyf. 5/6. Yeah, no. Explosives is going to trade with that. Land. Rhino? Rhino.
Hello, old friend.
It's been a minute.
We spent 2 years together, me and you, flying around the country.
Felt like a lot longer than that. Windswept Teeth.
This is a last call for Magic player Kurt Sloaker.
It's going to get a Plains.
Kurt Sloaker, you are in the room.
2 lands in the graveyard in case Stevens does draw a copy of Night of the Reliquary.
Is ready to begin.
The old Obzon War Beast there, Siege Rhino. Here is Whisperwood Elemental. You can see in Andrews Bailey hands, he does have a Path to Exile. I would kill that.
Yes. Path a huge draw, because this card is game over by itself.
Yeah, you can win the game all by itself. There is Path to Exile to take care of that.
But now Todd drawing to Elspeth Sun's Champion.
True. What year is this? That's got to be the best draw.
Yeah.
Cigar to Host of Herons isn't bad either, but actually, he sacrificed the Whisperwood in response to the Path.
Just keep it in the graveyard.
Okay. 5 forests, 2 plains. Let's see what this is. Tarmogoyf's pretty good.
Yeah, surprising that he wouldn't just want to land here. I don't know what he has to recur it, but
For one player to begin our final Ixalan booster draft
There's Noble Hierarch.
weekend. And 2 players
Voice of Resurgence tokens now 2/2.
commander buy of the day. If you'd like to fill that Ixalan booster draft,
and usually Obzon I think in most matchups plays as a control deck, but you can see why it's important for him to be on the offensive here.
It's one of those times he doesn't want to play a longer game. Going to fire up Stirring Wildwood. This is a 6-11. Yeah, this is a lethal attack. Just going to block Tarmogoyf, it looks like. Steven's going to fall down to 4. Pass turn back. Any Elspeths? Any Elspeths? No Elspeths. Todd Stevens going to concede this game. Andrew Bailey going to tie things up. It's 1-1. It's 1-1 here between Obzon and Green White Company.
We need to go back to Todd's player profile because there's some new info in there I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, let's take a look at that again. Inspired to dress nice by the character Neil Caffrey from the TV series White Collar. That's a USA television show.
Not familiar.
Flew to Australia by himself when he was 16 to play in a tennis tournament.
Yep.
And then a full-time Magic streamer on Twitch.
He said that, I believe he mentioned that he wasn't very good at tennis, but then it turned out that he played D1 or something.
I imagine he's good at tennis.
Yeah.
Just something, I got to feel, he's trying to probably trick you.
Oh, to
it's
hustle
like a pool hustler.
Yeah, well, I have played about 45 minutes of tennis in my life, so I would definitely play against someone for money.
Yeah. He tried to hustle you, that's all.
Yeah.
Can't blame the guy, honestly. These players, they know. They shuffled up very quick. No piles, nothing. How happy are you?
Very happy.
Yeah. They want to get to play because these games can take a while. They are very grindy. There's Bird's Paradise for Todd Stevens. Fatal Push. We'll take care of the birds. Bird. Let's see what land Stevens wants to play. He'll go with the Forest. Pass the turn back over to Bailey. Bailey will draw.
Can we get a Collective Brutality discarding Lingering Souls?
No.
And only Lingering Souls. Not a second card.
No, I would discard 2 cards. I would discard 2 Lingering Souls.
This is a good sign he's
Put
fetching.
the pen down.
It's a good sign he's fetching.
Oh, no.
This is a good sign.
Searching for a white-black land, huh? Oh, God.
Ah!
Yes, okay. Tarmogoyf going to pass the turn back. There we go. This is a little too close for comfort. Here's another Reliquary. Just a 2/2 Knight. Actually can die to Collective Brutality? Never mind. Ghost Quarter going to make it so that won't really work. Bailey. Does have Maelstrom Pulse in hand. Pretty good target for it.
Good old reliable Obzon removal.
Yep.
Kills anything.
This on that.
Yeah. My 3-mana sorcery for your 3-mana creature. And then attack you with a Tarmogoyf.
That's how Richard Garfield drew it up, folks.
In heaven.
Yep.
Obzon people could not be happier.
Yep. Noble Hierarch to draw.
Because if I do that for 5 turns, I win. That's they run out of life.
Courser of Crew fix the top card of the deck.
Stanky.
That is a Horizon Canopy, gain a life. This might be a Noble Hierarch. It's a little risky because if he leaves himself with just 1 card in hand, Liliana going up takes care of the tracker, but he's going to risk it.
And the last card in his hand is a real prize, too.
Oh, yeah. It is Tireless Tracker. Todd trying to get into that grindy state, get the game into this grindy state. The one thing he hasn't really done in the games that we've watched, he hasn't really drawn Collective Company. That's the one thing he hasn't really done.
He got it in game 1 after he was kind of already spinning the ball in his finger. He was way ahead when that came out.
Land, Liliana. Are we plussing? Well, we are.
This is
no. Ah!
Is that discard a Lingering Souls? Let me check my bingo sheet. Now, player discards Lingering Souls.
You need Goblin Guide reveals a land for the bingo?
I need Goblin Guide reveals a land for bingo. I'm not asking for that much help here.
Oh, man. You ran pretty bad not to have that happen.
We've had burn on camera twice already.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened.
Courser's going to come in, going to knock Liliana down to 1.
Well, Corsair's got some real work to do here, folks. Tell you what. Stevens' hand, he's got a path. Excuse me, Bailey's hand has a path and mystery.
Yeah, I like Bailey's chances when he positions himself much more as just a beatdown deck with some removal spells.
There's Path to Exile. This is in response to the fetch. So Stevens is going to get a Plains. He'll gain a life, and then get another land from the fetch and gain a life. Well, I mean, we're getting in a position now where it's who top decks better.
Although I think Bailey has an edge with the most impactful permanent on the battlefield in Tarmogoyf and Lingering Souls to work with.
Well, how about that?
Witness is not bad.
Mm-hmm. Witness can get back Tracker or Knight. Looks like Path to Exile was the draw again. Here's Path on Corsair. I might not search. Yeah. Yeah. Witness kind of the nuts right now. What's this?
Oh!
Flaying Tendrils. All right, those are dead.
Although I think I would have preferred an attack first. But
Yeah, very good point. This would be an attack for less.
Commander player Joshua.
6 mana. You got to take up that Liliana. Yeah.
And now even with Stevens having this Eternal Witness and being able to generate some value, the beatdowns might just be kind of too much from this spot.
Well, this is interesting. Like, depending on what Bailey draws for this turn, he can Witness back Tracker or Knight. Tracker can catch him up real quick, depending on what he draws. Now, this obviously depends on what Bailey draws, but Tracker's the kind of card that gets you back in this game fast, but so does Knight.
Yeah, the souls might be too much. The souls in the graveyard might end up being too much here. I don't know if he has the time to mess around with Tireless Tracker. I think he needs the immediacy of Knight of the Reliquary.
Okay. Well, that's what he's going to go get. He'll take 1 to cast it. It's a 3/3 right now. We're going to go back over to Bailey. Big draw here for him. He can kind of really take care of this thing.
Any removal spell here should be good.
Yep.
With a Liliana ready to go.
It's kind of how I feel, too. I think if you're Stevens, you can take the hit. I don't think you need to block. He's going to take 4. He's going to fall down to 9. Andrew Bailey drew a Tracker. Huh.
It's oddly one of the worst draw steps here, because if you want to sacrifice the Liliana and then play your Tireless Tracker, that's fine, although you're only getting internalists for your trouble. If you plus here, you kind of are forced to cast the Tireless Tracker, and then you're not flashing back Lingering Souls, and I might prefer Lingering Souls here anyway.
I think I prefer Lingering Souls here.
I like this line.
Yeah.
I understand well, I can cast my Tracker plus the Liliana. He can't really attack into it next turn, but I want to get this game over with quickly if I'm in Bailey's spot, and I think the Lingering Souls flashback this turn is more productive on that path than the Tireless Tracker.
Well, it's time to find out just how good Knight of the Reliquary is, because it's going to try to catch up this game all by itself. And it's got some serious work to do. Going to sacrifice another Horizon Canopy, maybe, Will Stevens.
Leaving the Tracker in your hand also sets you up kind of nicely for next turn, because if you draw a land, you're happy, and if you draw a spell, you've drawn a spell.
Mm-hmm. Best of both worlds. Knight is now a 5/5. It can obviously grow a lot more.
So I think Tarmogoyf's got to stay home. And
Yep.
it's all on Lingering Souls. That's why I like flashing back the previous turn. If he had played Tireless Tracker, he would have no attacks this turn.
Mm-hmm. Here's Tracker. That's good. Land. And it's an Overgrown Tomb untapped.
Okay.
A little bit of back and forth. Andrew Bailey definitely drawing some good cards right now. Is going to get to draw a card at the end of Stevens' turn. Stevens is going to activate his Knight. He'll sacrifice a forest. I am curious to see what land he wants to get.
Keep in mind from this spot that Knight of the Reliquary is kind of a road to nowhere. He can get some good lands, but there's nothing that combos out that really interacts with the board meaningfully.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a big creature. It's sitting on his deck a little bit, but this is not going to catch him up by itself.
Does he have company? Ooh, that's big.
Okay.
That's big. He drew that off the Horizon Canopy. Top 6 cards. He could turn things around here right now in a big way. Looks like a Knight and a Voice. He might get to start attacking now.
He has to start attacking with a knight. He does not have all the time in the world here.
He'll draw. Didn't get a great look at that one. 4 lands in the graveyard here. He can always Ghost Quarter himself, and he actually searched up a Gavany Township too. So how does he want to start attacking? His Scavenging Ooze.
It's not shabby either.
Yeah.
When he's only getting hit for 2 a turn, that Ooze can kind of negate full turns out of Bailey. And now these knights are large enough where Stevens can pivot and attack with one of them. At least. He might be able to hit with both.
Yeah, right now 4 lands in the graveyard. There's 6/6s. He could always Ghost Quarter himself to make it a 7.
He's got a Township,
Yeah, he's got a Township, yeah.
The question here, I think, is just, are you hitting with one or both?
Mm-hmm. Here comes Scavenging Ooze.
Yep. Or it looks like Todd might be just holding back.
I think he's got to attack with 1. He's going to fall down to 5 now.
Unless he thinks his position is so commanding that he can just spin the Ooze.
Yeah, here's an attack. He's going to Ghost Quarter himself. I think he's got to be searching for a forest too, because that means this is 3 Ooze activations.
Yep.
It's more damage. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to bring Bailey down to 7.
Keep in mind, Bailey's still with 1 copy of Damnation in the sideboard. We have not seen it yet.
Be a big draw for him now, because this game has certainly shifted. Bailey will draw. Any more Maelstrom Pulses out there?
No, there's 1.
Just 1. He already
because
used it.
there's 1 in Obzon lists.
Yeah, that's just the thing. Nice little one of catch-all.
It's like a rule.
Yeah. Tracker going to draw a card. Siege Rhino in hand, along with Abrupt Decay. Boy.
Okay.
But there is a... Nope, he's got a Godless Shrine. Not a lack of white mana.
I think you just got to keep hitting with your Souls tokens, cast your Siege Rhino, and hope to just peel out.
Creatures in the graveyard, not a ton. But there is an Eternal Witness, a Birds of Paradise, and a Tireless Tracker in Todd Stevens' graveyard.
Although I suppose you can hit with the 2 souls here. Flashback Lingering Souls. Abrupt Decay, whatever.
Oh, I don't think he's got another... He doesn't have another Lingering Souls to flashback, I don't think.
Oh, if he's out? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's out. Stevens is going to eat a Eternal Witness. He'll eat a Tracker. And he's going to eat a Birds of Paradise, so he's tapped out. So his Harmogre is going to shrink down a little bit. We're going to get a Knight activation. He might get 1 more Scavenging Ooze activation.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any creatures left in either graveyard.
What land does he want? He's got to be a little bit careful here just because of fetching. He doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. I'm sure it's compelling to go get a Windswept Heath or something, but he only does need 1 white mana to really operate right now.
Yeah, he's got to respect, you know, random 1/1 flyers and Siege Rhinos. You don't know what the point is that's going to end up killing you. So
Knights are huge right now. Bailey can't cast that Siege Rhino. He opted for Abrupt Decay on Scavenging Ooze instead, which seems reasonable to me.
I think you got to keep You got to keep hitting though. I think you can't hold back with these souls.
Oh, if he stops attacking, he can't win.
Yeah. You know, you double chump block the Knights.
There's an attack with Tracker. So that's a 3/3.
Yeah, I think you need to try to get some points in. I know it's desperate, but if you get in some points of damage, you're really happy if you draw Damnation. And if you knock Stevens down to 6, you cast Siege Rhino next turn, chump out, and he's at 3.
And you might be able to peel again.
You can peel again.
Yeah, 2 Siege Rhinos in the deck.
But once you stop, I mean, the resource advantage that Stevens has at this point is overwhelming. So the only way that you can win, other than top decking Damnation, is just squeezing out the last couple points.
See the chump blocks there with Tarmogoyf and the Spirit Token. Bailey's going to untap. We might have a path in the draw step. We will. To take care of the tracker. Andrew's going to search up a basic land. It's Siege Rhino and land in his hand now. But yeah, this is why he had to keep attacking.
Yeah.
Because now there's no racing.
Yeah. What do you think this game looks like in 3 turns or 4 turns? Like you're out.
Siege Rhino's going to swing things a little here. Bailey's going to go up to 10. Stevens down to 5, but these should still be lethal knights.
Right. I mean, these knights are the abyss right now.
Yeah.
And he can't burn out from. He might have been able to burn out from 6. He can't do it from 8.
Birds of Paradise the draw. He's counting them. Yeah, it's everybody now. Yeah, 7 lands in the graveyard, which means that the Voice of Resurgence token is actually just a free attack. So this deck's very good. Yeah, he doesn't have to make a move.
And you had to pass.
So I'm actually good with this, as opposed to him playing the Birds of Paradise. If he has Damnation on his radar, you might as well hold something back. Like, you don't need to add anything to the board.
Well, my issue here, if Bailey is being really crafty, he could go block like this. All right, you use Gavany Township and tap out, decay something, decay one of the knights, and now crack back.
Sure,
Whereas
sure.
I would just, if he wants to block like that, just pass to him.
Let damage resolve.
Just let that resolve.
Yep.
If Bailey's getting really trappy there, you might have just gotten yourself killed.
Okay.
It's unlikely, but you're so far ahead that you don't need that extra point.
Yep.
You don't need it.
Pass.
Because if you don't tap out and he kills something before damage, you have your bird to chump block.
Yeah. That all makes sense. Stevens has drawn something. He's got the bird still in hand, but he's drawn something he wants to play. It's a Tireless Tracker. It's going to make the Voice of Resurgence token bigger. Everybody's going to come in here. It's lethal. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not a lethal attack with the Voice of Resurgence. Tracker's going to jump in front of a knight. I think he's got a decay here. Yeah, it's a decay you mentioned.
Yeah, he gets 1 more turn.
Yeah. It's going to take care of the knight. It's going to shrink the Voice of Resurgence token a little bit. I don't know. Damnation's a draw.
Yeah. I think Stevens still has a bird plus the township left over. So even Damnation, Stevens has a little bit of backup.
Yep.
But it's not 100% yet.
It's step 1. What do you draw? Fulminator Mage. That's not going to do it. Todd Stevens going to win this match over Andrew Bailey. 2 games to 1. Green-White Company is able to grind out Obzon. And for Todd Stevens, number 1 on our SCG Tour leaderboard and our Season 1 champion of the SCG Tour. 6-1.